isa yon sa mga highlights ng event ngayon. Ay nakakatuwa na kaya palang yung collaboration, coordination, communication among groups of young people from different universities, from different places of the city of Baguio. They can actually come up with a outstanding performance. So doon mo makikita yung collaboration. And I would like to congratulate the executive committee of Tunad Mayor for coming up with that new feature. So congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor.
Anthony, GM Anthony, and the entire executive team.
Thank you, Mayor. Sir Anthony, as the organizer of the Baguio Flower Festival, kumusta po ang inyong assessment sa unang araw ng ating mga highlights? Dalawa po yan, no? Bukas may isa pa. And of course, may isa pang highlight yung session Road and Blue plus the closing ceremony. But of course, what transpired today, sir?
Well, first, allow me to thank our guest of honor and speaker, Secretary Vince, for gracing this occasion and for being a part of the highlight of our flower festival. And of course, the success of the festival, particularly on its 30th anniversary, is testament to the cohesive and harmonious relationship between the local government headed by our mayor and the private sector. So this is not going to be successful were it not for the support of one another. So today, we have noticed the volume of visitors we've had would be double than the ones we had last year in terms of attendance for the street dance. So for tomorrow, what we're looking forward to is usually, as a matter of tradition, I suppose, people would like to see more about the float parade, and that would triple or quadruple in terms of numbers. And immediately after the float parade, and finally the closing on Sunday next week, would be the showcasing of the not only the awarding of the winners for this competition of the festival, but the Flowers in the Sky theme, the fireworks display. So we all look forward to everyone's presence when we witness tomorrow's event. I think just for today, we can see the difference in terms of changing the surface of the performance area of our field demonstration of the participating schools. So it not only protected the performers in a sense, but also highlighted the colors of their costumes and their performances. So that was a great decision on the part of the rest of the team for the organizing committee.
Thank you very much, Sir Anthony. Second, ang Balagbaga mo, of course, is a top tourist attraction, especially those coming from the south with the expressways leading to the city, which of course significantly cut the travel time. So andyan na yung NLEX, Skyway, NLEX, SCTEX, TPLEX, and then we now have the gateways to the city of Baguio. We have three, in fact. We have the Gillian Road, Marcos Highway, and Cannon Road. But a lot of travelers still prefer using Cannon Road. Are there any plans from the DPWH to further improve the quality of the Cannon Roads?
Opo. In fact, isa ko sa mga rason ko kung bakit nandito ako ngayon, no? Apart from gracing the Palangbenga Festival, is I came here talaga to look at the state of, I came here to look at the state of yung mga roads and bridges natin dito sa Baguio. Alam niyo naman kahapon, nag-galing kami ng Pangasinan. Ang main focus namin naman doon, yung mga bypass roads. No? Kasi ang problema natin sa MacArthur Highway at sa mga major national highways is talagang makikitid na yan. No? At masisikip na, I'm sure. All of you know, kasi marami sa inyo. Dumadaan pa rin doon, no? Sa mga hindi dumadaan sa TPX. Kailangan talagang ayusin. So dito naman, isa sa mga major inspections na gagawin ko bukas is yung Cannon Road. No? So, meron na actually feasibility study and master plan for the widening of Cannon Road. So we have to really find out how feasible it is and what is the timeline of doing it. But in the meantime, nung paakyat ako kahapon sa Quezon, meron pa ako nakitang 2 o 3 problematic segments, no? Meron pang area doon na sira pa rin yung parang bridge o viaduct sa, hindi ko alam kung Cap 3 yun o Cap 2 yun, no? Sa Cap 2. Tapos meron din isang road slip sa bandang taas na, yung bandang Cap 4 or Cap 5. Kailangan maayos yun. In fact, I will have to push our new RD, our new regional director and new district engineer here in Baguio to already make sure na maayos yun before Holy Week. Kasi nagwa-one way pa rin ang traffic dun sa 2 segment na yun. No? So kaya ayusin yun. And then at the same time, kailangan ko din, babalikan ko din yung rack shed na binisita ng ating presidente, ni BBBM at ni Mayor Benji last year. No? Kasi kailangan maayos yun. Kasi kung di maayos yun ang tama, baka masira naman na magsasara na naman ang Kenny Road. And of course, I also want to look at yung infamous rock netting projects along Quezon. No? Na kailangan talaga ayusin. Kasi kailangan naman talaga ng slope protection doon eh. Kasi laging nag-landslide ang Quezon eh. And other roads here in Baguio and Benguet, no? And in Car. So, kailangan nga gawin ang tama. Overpriced na substandard pa. So, kailangan maayos lahat yun. So, plus I'm also looking at yung major main to Quezon Road bypass. I'm also looking at that. So, yun ang mga iikutin ko tomorrow, no, bago ko bumaba at uwi ng Pampanga.
Thank you very much, Sec Vince. Mayor?
Siguro marami nang binanggit si Secretary Vince tungkol sa Quezon Road. Every time I look at Quezon Road, lalo ko na-frustrate. Because so much money was poured in that highway. Pero tingnan mo yung state ng ating Quezon Road. Another is yung effort to really clear Quezon Road of illegally parked vehicles. Kasi nga hazard to eh. And we're working closely with DPWH. Ngayon, in fact, I asked mismo yung ating district engineer at yung ating regional director na sumulat na sa amin para at least humingi na ng tulong kung paano i-clear yung mga sasakyan doon na nakaparada na mismo along the highway na. Delikado yun is safety issue. Gusto ko lang banggitin din as segments yung Marcos Highway. If you pass by Marcos Highway now, talagang daming unfinished na mga segments niya. At this is also a safety issue, hazard. Frustrate rin pag nakita mo na gano'n pala yung itsura na nangyari sa Marcos Highway. For the city of Baguio, isa sa binanggit kanina, tinanong sa akin kanina, Mayor Benji, si Secretary Vince pala ang guest of honor natin, speaker. Ano yung ihingi niyo sa kanya? Sabi ko, hindi ko naman siya inimbita para humingi ng isang bagay. I just wanted to inform the city of Baguio, the people of Baguio, yung kanyang mga programa, infrastructure programs. At the same time, spell out yung kanyang mga insights on what is really happening dito sa infrastructure of Baguio. So yun naman ang intention natin. But nonetheless, give it the opportunity to spell out some of our concerns. Of course, isang mga laking problema na rin dito is yung sidewalks. So, we're asking the Secretary na sana, ang dami naming hazardous streets dito. Simply because napakasikip na wala pang sidewalk. We want the city to become a walkable city. And we have undertaken the project in 2019, 2020. Kaya lang, nagkaroon na ng konting disagreement with the group of the DE at yung local government because we are always ignored, highly politicized na, nahinto na yung ating walkable city project. So hopefully this time, ma-restore natin. Maraming salamat.
Yes.
So, siguro, parang importante lang yung context nitong ginagawa natin, hindi lang sa Baguio, kundi sa buong bansa. Mapapansin nyo, very active ang DPWH ngayon sa pag-iikot para makita yung sitwasyon ng mga infrastructure natin sa buong bansa. nung start of the year, ang kabihin-bihinan sa akin ng Pangulo, ni PBBM, dalawang bagay lang, napaka-importante. Unang-una, kailangan masigurado ng DPWH na na-maintain ng maayos ang mga kalye at mga tulay. Kasi for decades, na-neglect na talaga ang maintenance ng ating mga roads and bridges. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, no, hindi nakakapagtaka kung bakit sunod-sunod ang mga tulay na bumabagsak at nasisira. Bakit? Kasi yung mga tulay na yan, 40, sometimes even 50 years old na yan. Kapanahonan pa po yan ng tatay ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Pero dahil sa hindi maayos na pag-maintain ng mga tulay at mga kalye, tulad na rin ng MacArthur, ng MacArthur Highway, sira-sira na. Dito lang sa Baguio Kanina, madaling araw, nagbisikleta ulit kami dito papunta ng Alphalan. No, dito ang napakdal paakyat. No? Ang daming bako-bako And para sa mga siklista, talagang ramdam mo pagka sira-sira yung mga kalye. No? Basic yun. Kailangan yun maayos, sabi nga ni Pangulo. Yan ang unang-unang dapat pinaprioritize ng DPWH, yung maintenance. Kasi regular dapat yan Regular dapat ang pag-maintain ng tulay. Regular dapat ang pag-maintain ng kalye. At ang ikalawang sinasabi sa akin ni Pangulo, na tingin ko maiintindihan ng lahat ng mga kababayan natin all over the country, is tapusin na muna natin yung lahat ng mga nakatengang proyekto. Bago pa tayo mag-isip ng panibago, ng new project, tapusin muna natin yung mga nakatenga. Kamukha yung nakita ko ng kahapon na naman sa Pangasinan, sa Villasis, Santo Tomas, yung kanyang bypass road. May tulay doon, may tulay doon across the Agno River. 8 years nang nakatenga yun. No? 2018 pa. No? Kahit saan kami magpunta, ganun ang nakikita namin. So, Sir Bench, napaka-importante po para sa ating Pangulo yan. Talagang tututukan natin yan. Both yung maintenance and yung pagtatapos. And of course, very important din yung Walkable Cities Project. No? In fact, yan ang ginagawa natin ngayon sa EDSA mismo. No, we are widening the sidewalks on EDSA to make it not only walkable but safe for pedestrians. Because ngayon, wala halos sidewalks sa maraming parte ng EDSA. Buwis po yung pagmagkakagad din. So, we will work on that with Mayor Bench.
Sir Anthony, as somebody who, kumpleto na po ba yung infrastrukturang hinahanap natin para umakyat po at nainganyo pa yung mga turista dito?
Well, I think improvement of the Cannon Road would be a great start because alam naman po natin sa tourism, it's all about access. Now, the concern of the tourism stakeholders would always be the lack of access when we suffer from typhoon and even monsoon rains, nagsasara na kagad yung Cannon Road. More often than not, our visitors to Baguio would not want to have that additional travel of 45 minutes by passing through Marcos Highway. So they still they still are comfortable passing through Cannon Road. So if that's an all-weather road eventually, then that'll be better. I think that's a good start. Strategic in nature.
Thank you very much, Sir Anthony. We now go to the question of our friends from
projects. Yung repairs sa Cannon Road, for example, yung repairs sa Cannon Road, how long do you suppose that would take? Because it's been the damage to the rock shed was pretty significant. Nagulat po ako nung ginagalaw. And I assume may pondo yun for repairs last year.
Actually, walang pondo yun ang problema. No, wala. Yun ang malaking problema. Ito nga nakaka-frustrate, no? Ang daming pondo para sa mga ibang bagay. Itong nakaraang mga taon. Ang daming pondo para sa napakaraming mga iba't ibang project. Pero yung maintenance fund ng DPWH, napakababa talaga. No, so we really repair and maintenance very low.
Particularly
Nationwide. No? So that needs to change. No? And thankfully, mas maganda yung ating maintenance funds ngayon. So that's why now that we have, especially now that we have new officials in the DPWH for Cordillera and for Baguio, we will now be able to do things faster. So malalaman ko, hindi kami masagot pa ng timeline kasi ayoko magbigay ng hindi ako sigurado. No? So tomorrow, we will find out. No? And I think some of the members of the media will be joining us in some inspections tomorrow in Quezon. So I'll more or less give you a indicative timeline ng but ako talaga gusto ko, kaya ako ni Mayor Benji, paspasan, gusto ko lagi. No? So we'll see if we can complete the repairs within the next couple of months.
Oh, one more thing. Very, very different on mountain engineering as we know. Is there a way of pushing for parang, I don't know, a different kind of solutions for mountain roads here and across the Cordillera? Because it's been a cycle for decades.
You asked such an important question. Very important yung tanong mo na yun. Because that's exactly my question to the young lady behind you, no, our Undersecretary for Technical Services. I just asked her exactly the same question. Kasi what we've noticed, and it's not just in the Cordillera, but all over. Just last week, just this week, we were in South Cotabato. There was a major mountain road that slipped na naman. No? And these mountain roads have been failing left and right all over the country. No, alam mo naman, ibang terrain iba ang engineering ng bundok eh. No, but this is not rocket science. A lot of countries have already solved the problem of roads slipping on mountain roads. The problem is tayo, either we have not solved it or we refuse to solve it for whatever reason. No? So ngayon, I told Undersecretary Gara, we really need to set very, very stringent engineering standards for mountain roads. No? Kasi kung hindi natin gagawin ito, buong bansa yan, basta may mountain road, basta magkaroon ng malakas na ulan, konting earthquake dyan, sigurado yan magsislip yan.
Is it possible for a separate manual or guideline for mountain roads?
Yes.
But the other problem, kasi for example, in the Cordilleras, because of the way we budget things, pag maliit yung population, maliit din yung problema talaga sa Cordillera, mababa ang budget no matter how many every year.
You know, unang-una yung sa manual, yes. Kailangan talaga. Kasi very specialized ang mountain roads. No, you have to look at cross drainage. You have to look at you have to do very, very thorough and very strict geotechnical analysis, and then you have to design it properly. No, but again, this is not new. Other countries, not even developed countries, but just countries here across Asia, have already solved this. They know what to do. No, ang problema, napag-iwanan na naman tayo. No, so I've asked our technical services group, headed by Yusef Lara, to really make sure that we have the right standards. And not only have the right standards, but to execute them properly. Kasi you may have the right standards, but as Mayor Benji and I have seen, and as the President himself has seen, pagka in-execute na, ibang usap na.
With regards to the manual, can design budgeting also? Right?
No, yung budgeting naman, ang issue dyan is, kung kinakailangan ng pondo para sa mga kalye, sa pagsasakay sa mga kalye, kailangan pondo. It's not simple. Hindi ba? Regardless whether it's a small area or a less populated area, it should not matter. We need to maintain and do our roads properly. The problem is, budgets go somewhere else. It's not like we don't have money. There's so much money, but they go to other things. Like in the past, they went to flood control, and we all know what happened there. So it's really a matter of just prioritizing. And now, ulitin ko ang priority ng Pangulo, maintenance, and tapusin yung mga nakatenda. Pero nga.
Nag-segue na kayo sa flood control. When is DPWH going to dig into Abra? Because some of the links seem to point to Abra.
That's a good question. And we've already, Undersecretary Bisnar, who is head of our investigation team, already went there and they're already looking at the various projects there. Actually, Mayor Magagao just asked me the same question over times. So ano po yan? No? Meron na po kami mga nakita din doon, no? Ng mga medyo may problema.
That ties into to what you discovered already.
That I don't know yet, whether they tie up to something or not. But meron nang nakita si Yusek Bisnar noon, and we will be making the proper recommendations and referrals to the Ombudsman maybe within the month of March. Thank you.
Mentioned that the priority of the president is to finish what is to be finished, what needs to be finished. Is Kenneth Road one of them?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, paulit-ulit sinasabi sa akin ng Pangulo yan. Kasi alam niyo naman, ang Pangulo madalas sa bagay yan. No, napakadalas ni Presidente at ng kanyang at ng First Family sa Baguio. No? So, ano yan? No? Alam na alam nila yung mga kakulangan talaga dito. So, yes, Cannon Road is part of that. And we really need, kasi nga it's such an important tourism artery, no, that we need to fix, and I like the term ni Anthony, we need to make it an all-weather road. Hindi lang siyang bukas pag summer. No, ang problema kasi sa Cannon, pagdating ng tagulan, sarado eh. Di ba? Kasi landslide eh. Di ba? Tapos masisira eh. So, we really have to pag-aralan natin ng mabuti para kung ano man ang pag-aayos natin dyan, talagang tatagal na.
Sir, is there allotted fund for Cannon Road this 2026?
Meron po, but I don't think it's enough to fix it long term. So that's why we really need to look at it seriously, design it well, and then make sure we are funded. Cannon Road is funded for 2027.
Sir, can you give us a ballpark figure?
I cannot give it now. We will find out soon. Kaya kasama ko po yung napagaling namin engineer at undersecretary. Mapakaralan namin mabuti ito. Hindi po kasi ano yan. Kailangan talaga mag-design ng tama. Kasi mountain road ito eh.
Sir, are we bringing in international
Yes.
consultants?
Yes.
For-
Sa lahat po ng mountain roads natin, the Japanese and the Koreans are helping us out. No, like, kunyari po, just to give you an example, no, yung nag-road skip sa Bukidnon, Davao Road, yung Buda Road, which is a very important artery in Mindanao. No? Bumagsak yun, nag-road skip din yun. Mountain road din yung kumukha ng Quezon. Pero, tinulungan kami ng mga Japanese consultants natin. And yun, natapos namin at nagawa namin yun in just a matter of months, parang 2.5 months na. Nabuksan namin ulit yun dahil sa tulong ng mga Japanese partners natin. So, ganun yung nagagawin natin.
Salamat po, sir.
Thank you.
Po kay Mayor. Sir, our guest speaker dito sa Panagbenga is the Japanese ambassador from Japan.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we also intending to talk to him about our roads, specifically Cannon?
Yung tungkol sa Cannon Road is now being undertaken by the national agency, DPWH. In fact, there are also proposals to make it toll road. Kaya nga tinitingnan din nila yung, di ba, if you remember 2019, there was a roadshow that was done in the city of Baguio, wherein several companies manifested their interest to develop it into a toll road. Isa rin yun sa mga tinitingnan ngayon ng DPWH. But insofar as the local government of Baguio is concerned, maliit lang ang portion ng Cannon Road ng Baguio eh. Maliit lang eh. Talagang problematic yan yung Tuba side, yung Benguet side. Kaya, pabayaan na lang natin na siyang block. They know that.
Sir, panggali po para sa'yo. Sir, you mentioned that we are going to continue or pursue the sidewalk project
Yes.
for Baguio.
Yeah.
Are we also pursuing the tactile, putting in of tactiles in the...
Very good. Very good question. If you remember, nagkaroon tayo ng problema dyan sa tactile. Dahil nga, we were deceived by the previous DPWH management na yun yung standard. Yun yung international standard. Only to find out, Secretary Vince, na-reject pala yung mga tiles na nilagay na yun. Pero ang cost, yung cost pa rin nung international standard. Kaya nakita mo, ang daming nadulas, ang daming nadisgrasya. Pero I made it a point that I will not blame DPWH. Sinalo ko na lang yun, Mr. Secretary. Lahat ng blame doon sinalo ko. When in fact, kasalanan yun natin DE. So hopefully this time, itutuloy natin. May mga lugar tayo itutuloy yung ating tactiles para matulungan yung mobility ng ating mga PWDs, particularly our blind residents. But ginawa na natin ng bagong, hindi na lahat. Meron na tayong standard design for our sidewalk. Yun na yung mga susunod.
Sir, ano po material yung gagamitin?
For tactiles, ang gagamitin natin yung international standard like what being used now in Japan at sa South Korea. Yun ay gagamitin natin. Sidewalk lalagyan natin.
Sa District Engineering Office ng Baguio. And I have noticed that majority of the projects are given to a single contractor. And when I went around, kung ganun po yung kwento, and they told me na yung po nakakakuha ng malaking kontrata ay meron po batching plan. But when we went to other provinces, they told us na hindi naman requirement ang batching plan nationwide. So, maybe have your comment on this, sir?
Opo, napag-usapan din namin yan ni Mayor Benji. Alam mo, ito nga yung problema ng nakaraan. And, laging sinusubok sa akin ni Mayor Benji yan. Nung kakapasok ko pa sa DPWH, kaya nga nagpalit na tayo dito. Nagpalit tayo dito kasi mukha talagang may kuntsabahan. No? At yung mga requirement na ganyan, wala naman yan sa batas eh. Wala naman sa batas na din requirement na kailangan may batching plan eh. Diba? So bakit may ganun? Ibig sabihin, simple lang. Kaya may ganun kasi may pinapaboran sila na mayroong batching plan at yung iba wala. Diba? Ganun naman kasi yun. So, ano na yan? Yan na yung magiging kabilin-bilin na natin sa ating mga bagong official dito. Kay D. Marion, kay RD Edith, na hindi na pwede yung ganun. Hindi na pwede yung ganun. And then, itong mga report nga sa atin na nagaling sa inyo, eh yan, kasama na rin sa mga investigan. The district and the ano, and tatanggalin yun. Tatanggalin yun sa requirement.
Last question, sir. Meron pong kalsada dito sa Baguio na wala naman pong pupuntahan. Tawag po sa kanila. Sa kalsada nito is road to nowhere.
Baka naman meron. Baka naman meron pero bahay. Di ba?
Unfortunately, bangin sila.
Bangin. Bangin. Hindi pala bahay.
Kasi-
Pangulong. No, titignan natin yan. Pero, iniimbestigahan natin yan. No, ongoing na yan. Sila Yusek Bistan. Iniimbestigahan na yan. No? So, in fact, merong reporter na nagturo sa akin yan kahapon. No, yung road to nowhere na yun. So, tuloy yung investigasyon dyan. Pero, ang priority ko talaga ngayon is yung tingnan natin yung mga kailangan tapusin agad-agad.
Thank you so much.
And again, I'd like to thank our guest of honor, Secretary Vince Dizon, and Mayor Ronald for always supporting the endeavors of the Baguio Flower Festival celebration, our media partners, and of course, we hope to see you tomorrow for the float parade and the other activities for next week, which includes the Central Road in Bloom and the closing ceremonies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Magano. Mayor.
Once again, I would like to thank GM Anthony and the Baguio Convention Center, Baguio County Club for hosting us. At higit sa lahat, gusto kong pasalamatan aking matalik na kaibigan sa St. Vince. Alam mo, napaka-grabe yung schedule niyan. Pero isang salita lang natin na we're inviting him to be our guest of honor and speaker dito sa Panagbaga. Immediately, rinang niya natin. Although alam natin na exasperatingly busy ang ating Guest of Honor Speaker. So on behalf of the local government of Baguio and Panagban Executive Committee, kami po yung nagpapasalamat sa inyo, Secretaries.
Thank you po.
Secretary of the Department of Public Works and Highways, Secretary Vince Dizon. Sir?
Unang-una po, again, maraming salamat kay Mayor Benji, kay Anthony, sa lahat ng organizers ng Panagbenga. Thank you for making my, personally, making my first Panagbenga experience very memorable. But I think I just want to address the people of Baguio again. You know, the President has asked me to go all over the country just to make sure na yung pera ng taong bayan para sa mga kalye natin, mga tulay natin, lahat ng mga infrastructure natin ay magamit sa tama. And yun po talaga ang sinastrive natin, ginagawa natin lahat para talagang maramdaman ng mga kababayan natin na tama na yung dating gawin na magnanakaw na nga tapos substandard pa, sira-sira pa yung mga infrastructure natin. So tama na yun. So yun po ang sinabi ng ating Pangulo at yun po ang talagang committed tayo na gagawin. Not just in Baguio, but all over the country. Salamat po na marami. God bless po.